This is the future.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another Warframe video. This time let me share to you a non-meta Gauss build that you must try right away after watching this video. When we talk about Gauss, most players will then mention about Thermal Sunder build. They will show you how insane the power of Thermal Sunder when Redline is active. The ability is just bonkers with Redline, as not only does it strip armor when you combine both element for blast, but you can also freeze enemies, and the best part is the heat damage has infinite damage scaling, which means the damage over time become lethal every time you cast the heat variant of the ability. Despite its destructive power and one of the most meta builds for Gauss, I rarely use a Thermal Sunder build for this Warframe. But why though? Gauss Prime is one of those Warframes wherein I don't follow meta builds, because there's one build that I really enjoy with this Warframe, and I call it the Weapon Master Gauss Prime build. Now, there's two variants of this build, but let me explain first each mods that you see in your screen. So Blind Rage and Umbral Intensify are basically for power strength to give me insane boost in my Redline buff. His Redline ability doesn't just boost Gauss' other abilities, but it also gives insane buff on reload speed, fire rate, casting, and attack speed. We will be using these buffs to create one of the best Weapon Master Warframe in the game, and I know that some of you are used to seeing weapon damage buffs for Weapon Master builds, but you'll be surprised later what this Gauss Prime can do with any weapons in the game. Aside from power strength, I also added a lot of duration mods in the build. This is to prolong the buff coming from the Redline ability, but do take note that the higher the duration, the longer you can full the gauge of Redline at max levels. Redline counter maximum growth scales inversely with ability duration, which in layman terms simply means that more duration reduces growth. You will spend more time in running around, bumping enemies with your Mach Rush ability, while making sure that you get minimal hits while kinetic plating is active. Do remember that enemies hit your kinetic plating will reduce the Redline gauge, so on paper it's really counterintuitive to build Redline gauge while using kinetic plating. But don't worry, as in real mission, you won't be having any problem maxing your Redline levels while kinetic plating is active. In most cases, I can max the levels of my Redline while not paying any attention to it. What I do is just move around and cast his first ability most of the time to hasten the process. At max Redline, you will have the full immunity to heat, cold, blast, stagger, and knockdown statuses. Your Mach Rush initial energy consumption is halved, and you can unleash the full chaotic power of your weapon with high fire rate. The most confusing part of this build for some players are the primed redirection and primed quick thinking. To be honest, these mods are personal preference, but let me explain why I like these mods for survivability. It was a choice between primed redirection and adaptation at first, but the former is more effective in real mission due to Gauss passively gains bonus shield recharge rate and shield recharge delay reduction for every point of battery stored in his gauge to a maximum of 120% for recharge rate and 80% for recharge delay when the battery is full. Also, because of kinetic plating, I only need to worry about a few damage types, and I also have Mach Rush to quickly escape in tight situation. The only thing I hate the most while playing with Gauss in the past are those Toxin Eximus units that bypass his shield, and their aura can kill the Warframe within an instant, even with high health values such as an Archon Vitality setup specifically made for Thermal Sunder builds. To counter this, I added the Arcane Resistance to be immune to the aura that deals Toxin damage. However, I'm still not fully immune, as a Toxin attack directly hitting my Warframe will still go through my shield values. This is why I have quick thinking in my build. If I get hit by too much damage, or damage types that my kinetic plating can't resist, then I can take advantage of the energy restore of kinetic plating and abuse the quick thinking mod. The good thing is that when kinetic plating is active, there will be no stagger, which means I can just quickly escape with my Mach Rush to reset and get back into the fight again. It's really the perfect survivability setup for me, even against steel path bosses in the game. You also don't need to worry about all Eximus units and special units in the game, unless they have the ability to disable your skills though. But as far as survivability goes, you will be confident to use this build in every mission possible, and you can just focus on killing enemies with your weapons. Now, many would say that Thermal Sunder build is great because of its nuking prowess, and I can't argue with this statement. However, Weapon Master Gauss is also a great room cleaner build with specific weapons. And the best part is you can have tons of fun also with other weapons that you like in the game, since it works with primary, secondary, and even your melee weapons. Okay, so let me give you some examples of the weapons I enjoy using with this Weapon Master Gauss build. First of all, rune cleaning is made easy with an Incarnate, and by far, this is the best setup I have for this Weapon Master build. The fire rate bonus of Gauss Redline ability just make the beam of the Incarnate insane when it comes to dealing the most damage at the fastest time possible. This will let you melt enemies in seconds, and the good thing is that Incarnate draws ammunition separately from its Incarnate form. The number of ammunition you have in its normal form is used only to activate the Incarnate form, and in the Incarnate form, you will have a blast melting enemies with this weapon. As I have said earlier, there is another variant of this build, and instead of Nourish, we subsume Energized Munition in our Gauss Prime. This is a helmet ability that improves all equipped weapons ammo efficiency by 75%, lasting for 5 seconds, and scales with duration mods. Basically, Energized Munition reduces ammo usage to 1 after every 4 shots, but I don't use this with Incarnate weapons though, as it doesn't give ammo economy to the Incarnate form of the guns. That is why I highly advise that using Nourish instead of Energized Munition if you are using Incarnate weapons such as Incarnate or the insane Incarnate ceremonial pistol called the Latum, which is an absolute beast with a Weapon Master Gauss, by the way. The Latum is my favorite Archon killer while using this Gauss Prime build. build. The high fire rate allows me to melt the Archon in seconds, and with the devouring attrition build, the Warframe becomes insanely powerful. Now, a good setup for Latum, if you wish to further increase its power, is subsuming Zada's Whisper and Gauss Prime instead of Nourish. Zada's Whisper has a unique interaction with the Incarnate Evolution's devouring attrition and devastating attrition, which is 50% chance for 2000% damage on a non-critical hit. If your Zada's Whisper is a 50% buff, the way it works is it creates a second hit for 50% of the total damage of its progenitor hit. If attrition activates on that hit, it will inherit the 2000% bonus damage. This hit then also has its own chance to proc attrition, as Zada hits are always non-crits. This double dipping gives you a 441 times damage buff on the Zada's Whisper hit. Even if the progenitor hit didn't inflict attrition, the Zada's Whisper hit still maintains its own chance to proc. This provides a better overall damage buff than Roar or Eclipse, especially if your power strength is on the lower end. Overall, Gauss Prime plus Latum and Zada's Whisper buff goes hard, and it's one of those endgame builds that I often use in this weapon master build. This Gauss Prime build is also stupidly fun with nuking setup paired with the energized munition variant. It lets shoot more nuking projectiles on weapons such as the Kuva Brahma or the Tenet Envoy. It's also hilariously fun with a Kuvazar setup, but be warned of the insane particle puke in your screen that can blind your vision. While it's fun, but I rarely use nuking setup right now with my weapon master build, as beam weapons has taken all my attention, especially the Sentient Surge Okyukur combo. The secondary weapon has become relevant and possibly meta to some players after its weapon augment came out. Sentient Surge is a weapon augment mod for the Okyukur where each target eliminated refills the Okyukur's magazine. In addition, status chance and critical chance are increased for each tendril active. The critical chance and status chance bonus increases up to 240% each and is additive to other crit chance and status chance mods. Now, with an energized munition setup, I can further somehow shoot infinite tendrils and maintain the bonus buffs of Sentient Surge for Okyukur without having to rely on an arcane pistolier setup that also grants a chance of ammo economy after performing a headshot. With energized munition plus the ammunition restore of the augment mod, I can just melt enemies with those tendrils. The same can be said with Kuva Nukor and even Tenet Cycron, which are also beam secondary weapons. Having energized munition allows you to take full advantage of that high fire rate we have from our redline ability without worrying that we will run out of ammunition soon without companions such as Carrier Prime in our loadout. And finally, there's the joke build turn insane build for Weapon Master Cedo. The fire rate bonus of this Gauss Prime build turns the Cedo into a high firing automatic shotgun that melts enemies in seconds. With energized munition, you can fire more rounds to enemies before reloading, and what I usually do is fire the disc of the shotgun first to proc multiple statuses, and then I just release hell with its primary fire. The only problem with this is that the high recoil of the gun, and there's no reliable mod like Stabilizer that can lower the recoil of this setup. Most probably you will be managing the recoil of the gun, but I promise you the combo is fun as hell and you will end up having tons of fun with it once you have managed the recoil. The best part about a Weapon Master build for Gauss Prime is that it's a pretty chill build compared to Thermal Sunder setup. All I needed to do is just move around, cast Mach Rush to build up the red line to max. After that, I just enjoy shooting my guns and killing enemies. Now, I'm not saying that this is better than the Thermal Sunder, but also Thermal Sunder build is not better compared to this Weapon Master build. In my opinion, both builds are great, and it depends on what playstyle you would like to play for your Gauss Prime. I'm just giving you the option here in case you are bored with the meta Thermal Sunder build. So that's all about it. I hope that you have enjoyed watching this video and find it informative. Please help the channel by simply subscribing and enabling all notifications, and of course, a simple like and share would greatly help the channel's growth. Thank you so much for your support, and I hope to see you again in my next video. Squad leader signing off.
This is the future.